Hey folks, how's it going? Derek W. Beard here. Welcome to Retail React. I'm going to be reacting to a specific retail video, but this is going to be a series. I'm going to do a bunch of these different retail videos, maybe different movies, also TV shows that have these scenes in them. A little background though. I've been in retail for almost 10 years, so I've seen a lot of what can happen, what will happen, what won't happen, what should happen and should not happen. So I'm going to be commenting on those things, and so we play the video and then pause it periodically to give my 2 cents as to what would happen in that scenario, what should happen, and things of that nature. These are funnier clips, so there we go. So it's going to be great. Let's get on with it.
All yours, and here is your receipt.
Oh, no, I'm all good, thanks.
Okay, so this is a common thing. No thank you, I don't want the receipt. Common thing, happens all the time, okay? What doesn't happen all the time is what is this right here.
What?
I don't need a receipt.
Not an option.
Not an option. Can't do it. You have to take the receipt. Okay. If you've been in retail for any length of time, you know that that's not true. Whenever the customer doesn't want the receipt, that's their decision. They can make that decision legally and otherwise. The purpose of a receipt is for the company whom you work for to produce a receipt, so that it gives the customer an opportunity to bring back the product, dispute the charge, or maybe send it to the actual manufacturer or vendor of which you purchased it and are selling it to them. Okay, like a pair of shoes, clothing, or a pair of headphones like in this video. So that's the purpose of the receipt, legality-wise, is to allow the customer to basically get something back from it. Now, if they choose to. Now, if they are happy with the product, there's no reason for them to have a receipt. There's no reason for them to get the receipt for that purpose. Now, a lot of times people will take the receipt for their records, for their own personal records, so if they need a balance or checkbook and things of that nature. But from our perspective, from the company's perspective, you can take the receipt or you don't. It doesn't make any difference to us or to me. Okay, the company has to produce one, but if you don't choose to take it, that's on you, and that's a decision that you will make. And then if you make that decision, you have to pay for the repercussions. Now, some companies will have certain policies in place where, in the event of this happening, this is how we will respond. For example, you're not going to get a refund, or you'll get a partial refund, or you'll get a store credit, or whatever. And so it's all up to the company's discretion on how to deal with that.
Sorry?
Not an option. Here you go.
Oh, no. I don't want a receipt.
But it is your receipt.
But I didn't ask for it.
The only reason that I printed it is because you bought something.
I've had that exact thought. The only reason that I printed it out is because you bought something. I've had that exact thought. Several years ago, a guy comes in, buys a pair of shoes, and he didn't want the receipt. And I was a new guy. First time ever in retail. Didn't know how the game worked. And I was like, but you have to take it. That was my thinking, right? And that's a misnomer, right? It's a misnomer. But it's funny because I've had that exact thought.
Well, maybe you should have asked me if I wanted a receipt before you printed it.
Well, maybe if you didn't want a receipt, you shouldn't have bought something.
That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. If you didn't want a receipt, you shouldn't have bought something. You know, the guy actually has a good point. If you didn't want me to have a receipt, you should have asked. And a lot of times companies will do that. Companies will say, hey, make sure you ask the customer if they want a receipt. Some companies don't care. A lot of people don't. It's a receipt. Who cares?
That's absurd. I want the product, I just don't want the receipt.
I'm legally required to give you the receipt.
Yeah,
And you're legally required to take the receipt.
You're legally required to take the receipt. You're not. You're not. I'm not required to give you one. You're not required to take one. I just have to produce it. And if you choose to take it, that's great. That's how that works. That's the purpose of a receipt from the company standpoint.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No.
Yes.
No.
Just take the fucking receipt.
Make me.
Fine. If you don't take the receipt, you can't have the product.
You can't do that. Once a customer pays for the product, it's theirs. Legally, morally, logically, it's their product. They've paid for it, therefore it's theirs. And so you can't withhold that just because they don't want to comply to your request of, here, you need to take the receipt. Okay?
Oh my God, fine.
See, wasn't that hard, was it?
That's just childish.
So,
That's how it is it?
that's how it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Do this.
Yeah.
Don't do that. This guy's reaction would be my reaction. Why would you? Don't do that. Don't do that. If you've ever been in retail, don't knock it on the ground and smash it into my pieces because it won't work out for you in the end. That's a legality. That's a legality problem that I don't have any kind of advice for because I'm not a lawyer. But I don't know. You probably could be brought up on charges of destruction of property. Because it is their property, not yours.
Oh! What the f***? Well, I want a refund.
I want a refund. Logical.
Sure. Have you got a receipt?
You bitch.
Okay, so the rest of this is just stupid. He walks out. That last 30 seconds, that's just complete. Nope, wouldn't ever happen. So I grade this whole video an F because it's all for fun, but that would never happen. That scenario would never happen if you had good customer service. If you had good employees at a good job with a good company, that would never happen. And if it did happen, I'd fire that employee. As the owner, because he's the manager, I would fire it. Period. End of story. So, F for retail realism. Obviously not a thing. But I will give it an A for hilarious, portrayal. Because a lot of times these thoughts do occur to retail workers. So, forgive them, forgive me. But, hey, you know what? We live in a place where you do the same thing all day, everything. So you need some funniness in your life. And but that's it. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you subscribe. Retail React. Remember that. God bless you.